but a fictional hero might just outshine them all. None other than Rocky Balboa. He's got his own statue. Standing by with the Italian stallion is our own Italian stallion, Sal Palantonio. Yo, Sal, how you doing?
Hey, but we're doing good. I'm here with Sylvester Stallone on the field. They're chanting Rocky, Rocky, Rocky. How does it make you feel when you hear that, Sly?
It makes me feel like everything has been well worth it, and it's like very humbling. I can't believe it that they still embrace this character so much. I'm just glad they've been along for the ride.
Now, you grew up in New York and in Philadelphia. Why did you choose Philly as the setting for the character Rocky?
Well, I felt that Philly was really an underused city. It's a fantastic city. It has an amazing history, you know, and it just hasn't been seen on film. So I thought Rocky and Philly are the same thing. So I wanted both these, the city and the character, kind of grow together. And visually, it had not been shot that often, so it was fresh.
And the people here, they're so loyal and they're so tough.
They're so tough, so loyal. It's very unique, and I've been all over the country, and like there's no other place like Philadelphia. They just never give up. That's why a Philadelphia fighter is known for his guts and his heart, like these people.
The new movie coming out for Christmas, Rocky Balboa. Yeah. What is different about this particular film?
Well, of course, you know, my age plays an important part of it. Like, how do you manage the last part of your life? How do you use all the lessons of your life? So Rocky is, you know, he's dealing with the loss of Adrian, so he's trying to build a new life. So we go along on this journey, but also lurking in the background is a, quote, exhibition fight with Antonio Tarver, who's a light heavyweight champion of the world, that becomes more than a fight. It becomes a symbol for a lot of things. And by the end of it, Rocky has basically done everything he wanted to do, and he can go his way with a light heart.
Hey, I like the throwback Eagles jacket. Who was your favorite player growing up in Philly?
Timmy Brown, number 22.
Oh, right.
Oh, he was the best. I remember when he ran back to kickoffs. I never got over it, so in high school I wore his number. Of course, I never performed like him.
Now, you watched the game Dallas in New York last night. You love Tony Romo. How come?
Well, Tony Romo has real star quality. I think it's amazing how Bill Parcells has put him up there and he's performed under incredible pressure. It's like, this is what makes sports interesting. From out of nowhere, a Rocky story.
I got to ask for one thing. How about a Yo Sal?
Okay. Yo Sal.
Hey, Boom. Back to you. Yo, Boom.
Nice job.
Years ago, the stadium opened on a Monday night with Sylvester Stallone in the house. Rocky is back at the link, and he'll join us in the booth tonight on Monday Night Football. The typical throaty sellout crowd at Lincoln Financial Field here in South Philly. We mentioned Sylvester Stallone is here. They put him up on the big screen. It's the biggest cheer pregame. And bizarre right here at the start, the teams, as you look at Sly up there.
Looks pretty good for 60, doesn't he?
Yep, he sure does.
Looks pretty good for 40.
He'll be up in the booth later on. The teams will look at all the action tonight. 3 years ago, the stadium opened on a Monday night with Sylvester Stallone in the house. Rocky is back at the link, and he'll join us in the booth tonight on Monday Night Football. Sonny Liston, Joe Frazier, Bernard Hopkins. Boxers have been such a part of Philly's sports legacy. And then, of course, there's the Rocky statue. You have such a great connection with a city and a fictional character. Sylvester Stallone and Rocky had unforgettable theme plays in the stadium before every Eagles game. D'Angelo Williams' first down run takes it to the 26-yard line with Rocky Balboa, the 6th in the Rocky collection, on the way to theaters near you soon.
Thank you.
Here he is in the flesh. Sylvester Stallone joins us in the booth. How are you?
Very good, thank you. This is fantastic being up here.
What is it like to come to Philadelphia and hear Rocky, Rocky, every step you take?
It keeps my feet on the ground. It reminds me that the character is a lot more important than I am, and I'm just incredibly lucky to have been involved with something like this.
And beloved in this city, and we showed right at the beginning, opening night of this stadium, you up there on the terrace welcoming the fans to this new place was really cool.
Yeah, it was amazing.
2nd and 8 after the Williams gain of 2. Play action to D'Angelo, and Brad Cooper, or rather Chris Mangum, didn't connect out of the backfield. 3rd down coming up.
Let me get to this. My kid is now a junior at the University of Pennsylvania. As a freshman for orientation, they take the kids to the art museum. They run up the steps. They play the music. You say it's a character, and that's amazing that you live on in that character like this.
You know, it's really hard to put into a category because I don't know if it's ever happened before where the character actually has become part of the city here. And it really has. It's odd. It's like transcended the movie. It's a feeling. It's a spirit.
I got a follow-up question to that after this play.
3rd and 8. Keyshawn Johnson in motion. They brought pressure. Nick Goings the catch. Stopped at the 28-yard line by Jeremiah Trotter. 3-and-out Carolina offense.
Let me get back to that. Are you now, is there a person, Sylvester Stallone, or are you Rocky to so many people that you're actually Rocky?
I'm actually Rocky.
Is that good or bad?
Well, it's, in a way, it's good and bad. I mean, I'm very proud to be associated with such a good guy, but you have to, like, live up to his ideals. Like when people say, you know what, excuse me, can't you eat more like Rocky? Can't you speak more like Rocky? Can't you be as nice as Rocky? I said, I'm trying, but it's always impossible.
Baker with the punt. Fielded by Reno Mahe at the 23. Trying to pick up some blocks, and Mahe will be brought down after a return of 5 to the 28-yard line with Carl Hankton in there on the tackle. You see some of the images. Rocky Balboa will be Rocky 6, and we will talk to Sylvester about that when we come back. Back here in Philadelphia, this was the scene pregame as Sylvester Stallone came onto the field. You saw the Eagles fans and then a crowd of anybody who was on the sideline come to see Rocky in the flesh, as they would say on the south side. Back to Sly in a second. Garcia and the Eagles take over from their own 29. Brian Westbrook. It's about 8.5 yards. New York born, but Philly's own in some ways, isn't it, right?
Yeah, absolutely right. I mean, if it's Philadelphia against the Giants, I have to admit, go Eagles. No question about it.
The next one, as Rocky Balboa gets set to get out to theaters, will be a great chance for people to see during the holidays. It's kind of a different feel to the Rocky story. And why did you come back and do one more?
I just really was unhappy the way the fifth one ended, and I wanted to leave as the people that have been so loyal to the character something to go on with, and an uplifting ending, and I just also I wanted to get in the ring one more time.
Brian Westbrook with the move. He gets Philadelphia a much-needed first down across the 45 into the 48-yard line.
We need to talk about that because it's no secret that you're in your middle-aged years. I believe 60. You're older than George Foreman. Can you still fight? Do you still look good out there?
See, no, let me get this right, because I know you have a show, and people say, he can never win the title, and you're right. It's an exhibition that the champion takes very, very haphazardly. Rocky takes very seriously, but it's not about him winning, because he'll never fight again. That's the way he gets rid of emotions, and with his wife gone, he's so full of grief that he has to purge some way. As he says, Rocky says, I got to replace old pain with new pain.
Adrian is gone?
Adrian is gone,
Could you just say it one time for us?
Yo, Adrian, I miss you. I'm really half of what I used to be.
Now, will Rocky 7 have your son fight?
Not Rocky 7.
I'm thinking, you know, your son's grown up now.
Well, what happens, I actually, I go up to heaven and I fight Apollo. And the
You fight Apollo's grandson,
the loser goes to limbo forever.
3 consecutive Brian Westbrook runs brings the Eagles 20 yards, just shy of midfield. Play action, Garcia.
Come on.
Scrambling and finding Dante Stallworth. First down to the 40-yard line.
Since we started talking, the Eagles started moving the football, so your cheering's working out. This is just Jeff Garcia using his athletic ability. Almost trips and falls down. Just buys time by getting outside. And Dante Stallworth, who we talked to Andy Reid about, how's he doing? He says, I really don't know. He suffered with hamstring problems all through the year, but he would be the guy to give them the explosiveness that they need in this offense.
Eagles bring it to the 39-yard line. Best looking drive of the night. Shorted by a penalty marker.
Oh, no.
Thought they had one there, but Philly started.
Ball start, number 69, offense. 5-yard penalty. It's still first down.
That's John Runyon starting his 156th straight game, 4th best in the NFL.
I know you're a football fan, obviously. Tony Romo.
Yeah.
Big story in the NFL.
Yeah.
He's a Rocky character, is he not?
Total Rocky character. That's why, as much as I like the Giants second, I still have to root against him because I want to see him keep growing and progressing. I would hate to have had that setback because I think it's good for football and it's good for all those people that are on the cusp saying, can I make it? Well, Tony Romo is an example that you do not have to be a #1 draft choice to go all the way.
Or drafted at all.
Or drafted at all.
Garcia, play action. Here's an undrafted quarterback in his own right, Garcia. incomplete, intended for Brian Westbrook.
I'm curious, Sly. As much as you have become the Rocky character, as you did the Rockies, what did that character do for you personally? How did it affect your life personally?
Well, at first it was very, very good, and then I think it kind of went to my head a little bit for maybe 15 years.
Just a little while.
Sort of a slow study. And then I got married, I have a great wife and family, and then she said, look, if you want this last one to work, it has to be about being real, dispense with all the vanity, and just go back to basics, and that's what I did.
2nd and 15, Philadelphia back to the ground, and Westbrook, what got this drive going, gets back the penalty yardage. Kendall Moorhead with the tackle of 3rd and 10 coming up.
It's 30 years since the original Academy Award-winning movie. I think a lot of people have questions about that movie. Mine has always been this: how did you get the idea for punching meat? How'd you get that idea? Everybody remembers that.
We were, I wanted the fellow to work at a meat house, and I thought, whoa, Jesus, get kind of interesting, that's symbolic. And I hit it, and went, this could be kind of interesting. You always try to find something to replace whatever, so we couldn't afford a heavy bag, so we used a cow.
Can you catch the chicken?
I could never catch a chicken.
From the 40, Garcia steps up. They can't catch him, but Westbrook didn't keep going, and that's some of the communication with a quarterback playing really his second full game. Everybody learning, and they wanted a flag. It did not come, and it'll be 4th down. So Dirk Johnson will punt, and Sylvester, thank you. We look forward to Rocky Balboa.
Well, thank you so very much. This is a real privilege. Thank you.
Great,
thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll keep
Great
my
to
eye
see
on
you again,
guys.
Sly.
Thank
Take
Could
care.
you say "Yo, Tony" to me? I'd feel good about that.
Yo, Tony.
Gotta love that.
Go for it.
Yeah. Appreciate that.